you came back. It's the Shlicketty Doo cast. Hoopity boopity glue glookity glue. Glue, 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 glue. Blip, blip, blip. Boop, boop, boop. Super professional intro from a super professional kind of guy. Myself. Speaking of super professional guy, I got my buddy Mike Anderson. He's the co-host of the Shlicketty Doo cast. Here we go, guys. Episode 79 is on the way. But come on, Mike. Come on. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Stop talking.
All right, here I am.
All right.
I'm here doing the thing.
79, 79.
Yeah, let me double check on that real quick.
I'm pretty sure.
That is correct.
Yeah, 79's good.
Yep, 79.
We're almost 80. What are we gonna do? Are we gonna do a 100th episode? You think we'll have something cool on 100?
Well, here's the thing. I mean,
Hundo seems cool.
Yeah, I mean, 100 is the centennial, the 100th episode, right? So that's.
But 104 would be the 2-year.
Right.
So I would go 100. Yeah, 104. Yeah.
Yeah, then, we'll do like a logarithmic scale or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let the mathematicians figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't even know. You know what? As far as I'm concerned, we can make any episode a celebration that we want for any reason we want.
You're right. We could make up our own holiday. We could have our own Festivus. We could have our own, Shlicketty Doo day.
Speaking of Festivus, I'm at the Seinfeld part where Serenity Now comes in.
Oh, Jerry Stiller, he's just the best.
Oh my God,
he's one of those guys. I love the actors that you think about them and you just go, huh. you chuckle out loud. Like he's on my list of top 5, 10 that you just laugh when you think of him. And it's always the Mr. Costanza.
It is. Him and Estelle, what's her name?
Yeah, Estelle.
Yeah, shouting all the time. I mean,
yeah, them two interacting.
They're so funny.
Yeah.
Because that episode with the Serenity Now is the episode where Frank's selling computers out of his garage, and they got Lloyd Braun over there.
Yeah, Lloyd wasn't doing anything.
And Mrs. Costanza's like, move your crap! I gotta park my car in the garage.
Yeah. And Jerry's parents were like, "Why don't you be more like Lloyd Braun? Lloyd Braun.
No, George's parents.
Or George's parents, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, classic.
Yeah, it is sort of classic. I mean. I think it's season 8 by this point. The whole thing is such a silly farce.
Oh yeah. Now are these the seasons where I don't think Larry David was there? It was just Jerry running the show.
I think so because it's getting to be like almost cartoonish. Like they had a riff like 2 or 3 episodes ago where Kramer got into using butter to shave, and then he was covering himself in butter and getting a tan on the roof, and he fell asleep and he got baked, and then Newman wanted to eat him like a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Right, but then didn't he have? He was all baked, but he was dating the black girl, and he had to go meet the parents.
Oh, and I think that was like the last season or something like that. I think I saw that one. No, in this one it was just like he got himself all burned with the butter, and then for the next 2 episodes they've got him like darkened up with tanner.
All right.
It's like they're getting things that are continuing from one episode to the next.
I like that.
But they're not really talking about it.
Right.
Or making a thing of it. But when you watch them like one after the other, you get it.
Yeah, there's connective threads.
Because there was one episode that ended with something between George and Jerry, and then the next episode started with them in the diner referencing that.
Yeah.
And it didn't relate to anything in that episode.
Yeah.
So it was a little weird connective tissue, but...
I think that's the Jerry thing. Yeah. But I don't know, I mean, what's his name?
Larry David?
Larry David always had that attribute to the Larry David show,
Yeah, and I feel like because I don't know how much of Seinfeld was improvised. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I think they stuck to the script pretty much.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think because if you go in and do it like they said in the show, and you pitch the network a show about nothing, they're going to be like, well, we're going to have to see it on the page before we can approve this.
Right, and Jerry and Larry probably had strict. They took a lot of time to write those scripts out. They want to keep it to a certain pace and rhythm.
Yeah,
And like Jason Alexander being a stage theater actor, he's so precise with every line and everything is, he knows.
Although now after seeing Curb Your Enthusiasm and going back and watching Seinfeld again, it's interesting to see the difference because essentially Jason Alexander, the George character, is Larry David.
Yeah.
Right? And the Elaine character, I believe, is like Elaine Boozler.
Yeah, or Carol Leifer. I think he based her on a little bit of Carol
Yeah,
Leifer.
because she's on there as a writer for like 4 seasons or something like that. And so I think they dated back in the early 80s, but they remained friends or something like that.
Yeah, I think there's some tie-in.
Yeah. Maybe it is Carol, because the name Elaine, and I think of Elaine Boozler.
You do,
But she doesn't seem his type. But Carol Leifer seems like a kind of...
Yeah. Yeah,
Cool
and Elaine
hangout.
Boozler is a little bit more rambunctious and Jewish than Elaine is on the show.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's why I think it's
Well,
Carol
they also just had the run with the 13-year-old kid at the bar mitzvah. He kisses her and he's all like infatuated with her.
right.
And then it's Mr. Littman, her old boss from Pendant Publishing.
Yeah.
It's his
Who stole the top of the bun thing.
Yeah. They just did that episode.
Oh, they did the bun episode?
Yeah, and then it was like toxic waste. They can't get rid of the stumps.
Yeah. Well, I thought they were going to give them the on home people.
They got all the people got all mad and they're like, "This is garbage. You can't have a muffin without the tops. These are human beings."
Yeah, the homeless people didn't like the idea.
They were insulted. And she's like, "It's food. What's the difference?"
Yeah, the stumps. Yeah, he tried to give the stumps to the homeless people, and they were like, "There's no tops."
She ended up having to hire Kramer, who
Yeah.
he had the bus because he was doing the bus tour. Because that's based off the real thing.
Yeah, the bus. Yeah.
Well, that whole thing with Larry David's old neighbor from across the hall that he based Kramer on.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's this guy named Kenny Kramer.
Right.
So Kenny Kramer got a bus and started to do a tour around New York City of famous spots and stuff that they talk about on the show and stuff. That's why they had that bit with Kramer doing that bus tour for the tourists. Because he had sold his stories to Peterman.
Yeah, right. He sold all his good
He's
stuff.
like, "I'm the real Peterman.
Yeah.
I'll give people the Peterman experience."
Yeah. I always thought the Peterman characters were good too.
Yeah, that guy's funny.
Yeah, just because he's just so, the way he talks.
And they got Putty in there. Like, she's going out with Putty. They breaks up with Putty. I mean, Patrick Warburton's so fucking hysterical.
Yeah. Yeah,
makes
that
me
was
laugh.
the kickoff of his voice. He's the master of voiceovers. He's on every show, every cartoon. for voiceovers.
Interestingly, I got like the first 3 or 4 seasons of Family Guy on DVD, and there's commentaries. And if you listen to the commentaries and stuff, and the writers in there are talking about Warburton, and they're like, he came in and he was okay at first, but he's got a great sound to his voice, so we hired him. And they're like, over like a season, he started to figure out how to hit the line deliveries just right, like where to stress it, where to pitch it up or whatever. And yeah, I mean, he's got it down. He's had it on lock for like 15 years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But it was on Family Guy. They were talking about on the commentary. Like, he figured out how to really make those lines hit.
Yeah.
I mean, his Joe Swanson is friggin' hysterical.
Yeah.
The
guy in the wheelchair.
Yeah, the wheelchair guy. Yeah, Joe Swanson, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when you know the character's name, like, it's a good character.
Yeah, and especially for a cartoon. For a cartoon to have a character that you can't,
Yeah, that well drawn.
I always thought it was wild how, like, Mila Kunis is doing Meg, You go, wow, I wouldn't expect that. But I guess now, when you hear it, you go, you can't unhear it,
I think it was originally someone completely different.
Really?
I think it might have been Brittany Murphy.
It would make sense, yeah. Brittany Murphy was great. She was great. Shame she died, but she was a great actress.
Yeah, she was great. I think it was something like that, and then they brought in Mila Kunis.
Yeah. And what a gig.
Yeah.
That is the ultimate gig in the world, is just voiceovers.
Yeah, Dan Soder was talking about that. He does a lot of voiceover stuff. He said because he had that radio show. Was that XM or something?
Yeah.
Sirius, whatever. Anyway, he does a lot of voiceover work and stuff like that. And he does real good impressions.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that he doesn't do does he do many impressions for his comedy?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's tons.
Because he's always just doing the impressions when he's like
his original stand-ups was, his big claim to fame was the Macho Man Randy Savage imitation.
Oh yeah,
was the best in the biz.
That is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he would just add lib voices, that were just super funny.
Yeah, it just seemed like he just did voices as a course of
the
doing
crying
things.
Indian was funny. He'd do crying Indian,
Did he?
Yeah, oh yeah, from those old '80s commercials. I can't even do
He doesn't
it.
even say anything.
Yeah. Huh?
He doesn't even say anything, does he?
Well, he'll just do like an Indian voice,
Oh.
American Indian. But yeah, Dan Soder's great, yeah.
So randomly, I put this on Netflix. Gabriel Iglesias stand-up specials.
Oh,
on
Fluffy.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like four specials and then like a series where he's a teacher, I think.
I've seen a few of his. They're all great. Yeah.
So I was trying to watch them in chronological order. So I was watching the first one from 2016, then one from 2018, 2022, and then this year. And I've only got through like the first two, like 1.5 or whatever. He's really good with his voice.
Oh yeah, he's an unmistakable voice. I mean,
No, but not that. Doing other things with his voice. He's really good.
Yeah. He can get really high with
Well, it was a thing like he was doing shit like he was doing like a female robo voice operator voice on the phone.
He does like a Porky Pig voice that's really good too. He gets that timbre of Porky Pig and stutters.
Timbre. You know what? Yeah, I think he was talking about that on one of the newer specials.
Yeah.
Is that the character he's doing, Porky Pig?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so, or something like that.
Yeah, I think he was telling like some story about doing the voice.
Yeah, he might even do it like I could see him doing it on a new.
Oh no, he's doing the voice for Speedy Gonzalez. That's what it was. He was telling the story about that.
Speedy Gonzalez, yeah.
Yeah.
Does he do Slowpoke Rodriguez?
I don't know.
Which arguably one of the most underrated characters. Slowpoke Rodriguez was great.
What do you mean?
His cousin, Speedy Gonzalez's cousin, Slowpoke. Remember Slowpoke?
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, he wore the hat and he was half asleep.
I do remember that. I do remember that.
He goes, hey, guys.
Yeah, he always seemed sleepy or somehow drunk.
yeah. It was Slowpoke Rodriguez.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, they never expanded
remember
on him, which was great. I always thought, this character needs a spin-off.
That is funny. But yeah, I guess he was doing the voice. I guess he just spontaneously sent a tape in of him doing the voice, and then
what a gig!
And then they reached out and they were like, "Oh, we want to talk to you about this character," and he's like, "I got that character," because they were looking at getting rid of that character.
Yeah,
they were looking at bowing to the pressures of oh, it's an unfair stereotype and this sort of shit, and so they actually called Fluffy to talk about it. They're like, "What do you think of this?" And he told him, he tells this story in the special, how he gave him a whole like speech about how like this means something to my people, and this
so
is a character
people were behind it. They loved it.
Yeah, he turned him completely around, and they were like, "Oh, okay, all right." If that's
do the French people like Pepe Le Pew, or is
no? He was talking about that after that.
Okay,
it's Pepe Le Pew is so problematic, you can't get away from it.
It's kind of rapey.
It's super rapey. It always has been.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't have Pepe Le Pew stink. No pun intended. He's just a shitty character. He's just not great. Yeah, he's just rapey.
No, but I mean, I can see where they're coming from with designing the character. It's that Lothario type character where it's the sort of guy like if you take your eyes off your girlfriend for 2 seconds, he's going to be standing next to her, chatting her up and like reaching.
Yeah. And the
out to touch
original
her
voice,
somewhere.
yeah, you could picture like, oh, can we get Ricardo Montalban for this? I don't know.
Well, I think
you need somebody who's real.
But I think to sell it, I mean, I think it's because we're talking like what, the 40s.
Yeah.
It's probably their version of like a used car salesman to us.
Oh yeah.
In the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
It's like, sure they're smooth, sure they've got confidence, but they're a little smarmy, and that's where you lose me with Ricardo Montalban. He never comes across as smarmy.
No.
He's always
But
classy.
I wonder, does the new Looney Tunes have him in it?
I think so.
And if they do, they probably rebooted his personality. I'm sure he's probably great with or does he have a female? Is he married? Does he have a girlfriend? Or
Speedy Gonzalez?
No.
Oh.
Pepe.
Oh, Pepe Le Pew? Oh, no. Nobody's doing Pepe Le Pew. I thought you were talking about Speedy Gonzalez.
Oh, yeah. Speedy's got his own thing. Yeah, he's still around.
Yeah, he's still around doing, I mean, with that whole group of, the Warner Brothers characters.
Yeah, but they've now added female, versions.
Yeah, fleshing out the cast and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Minnie Mouse and Mickey. I watched a video the other day about the concept of, how did they phrase it? It was like, they were talking about Hello Kitty. And,
Hello Kitty.
And this is from a couple years ago, and the people that make Hello Kitty over there in Japan had some press conference, and they said, well, Hello Kitty isn't really a cat. Hello Kitty is a little girl.
What?
Yeah.
It's a white cat.
That's what this dude was saying, and then this dude was like, really? in reality, he was explaining why cartoon characters, like, you ever hear people say, how come Pluto drives a car and wears clothes? No, Goofy does. And Pluto's a dog with a collar that needs walked.
Right.
And so he was talking about this sort of idea from a cartoon point of view, which is going back to Henri Magritte. You know what I mean? He was a famous painter who was in this ultra realism style in like the 20s or the 30s.
Right.
And they started, like him and Picasso and these sort of guys. Picasso's whole thing with Cubism, he was saying, is that it's the idea of why only look at things from one perspective? If you can see the same thing from different perspectives at the same time. That's the whole point of the Cubist stuff.
Sure, but what does that have to do with Goofy wearing clothes?
So Magritte was talking about this thing. He's got a very famous painting where it's a painting of like a pipe, like a smoking pipe. And the title of it is "This is not a pipe."
Okay.
And it gets to the idea of it's not a pipe. It's an image of a pipe. It's a representation of a pipe, right?
Okay.
And so with cartoon characters, they were saying, does the cartoon character live the life of a person?
Because he can talk.
And go to work and drive a car and all these sort of, like you never see Mickey Mouse doing mouse things. He's never eating cheese. He's never hiding in a hole in the wall. He's never running from a cat.
True.
You know?
True.
Other than they'll use a cat as a foil, you know.
Right. Yeah, Donald Duck doesn't, swim like that.
Right. He's not hanging out in marshes,
Yeah.
you know. But he'll like have a house and wear a shirt.
All right.
Mickey was only wearing pants and the duck only wear a shirt.
Okay. Well, I thought that was just their spin on it.
And then they were saying, so in essence, those are sort of anthropomorphic characters that are like people.
Yeah.
They're animals as people, as far as characters go, right?
Yeah.
The flip side is the cartoon characters that do behave as animals. If not all the time, at least part-time. Like they said, Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck do, because in early episodes, they're living in the woods, they're living in the marshes, Bugs Bunny's traveling underground, they're living animal lives.
All right.
But then later on, once they got popular, then next thing
But how do you explain, like, say, Tom and Jerry? Like, Jerry's still a mouse in the wall, eats cheese, but there he is, he's playing records and dancing around and playing with his girlfriend, you know? And he has, like, a sardine can bed, you know?
Yeah. No, but yeah.
That's kind of like the mixture.
Yeah, I always got the impression that Jerry was like, he was almost like a suave, like New York City living, swanky bachelor patty sort of.
Yeah, because he had it good. He's living the high life.
Yeah, he'd use the sardine can and matchsticks to make a little bed.
Yeah, and he always had little items from the house.
He'd have like an easy chair and like an ottoman, made out of like a cork and
it'd be like a spool of yarn or something weird. Yeah,
he always had a little setup. He always had it kind of going on.
Yeah,
but Tom is essentially just a cat.
Yeah,
he's sleeping, he's eating.
Right.
That's mostly what he's doing. And that's living that
or
cat
Spike
lifestyle.
the dog was always just a standard dog.
Pretty much. Yeah, living that dog lifestyle out back in the yard with the doghouse, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was an interesting idea about that sort of cartoon characters, art, representations.
But did they ever explain why Goofy is an anthropomorphic real and Pluto's the pet? A dog owning a dog.
That's just the way the characters are.
Just the way it is.
Pluto was designed to be like Mickey's dog or something like that, his pet, right? So he plays the toys, runs in the park.
Right, which makes sense. But then there's Goofy. Why? What is Goofy?
Goofy's like Mickey Mouse. He's anthropomorphic.
Yeah, he's just like a goofy goof.
Yeah, he's like a
Jar Jar Binks, like a goofy goof.
Yes. Yeah, they actually said it's just like Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because it is that sort of comic foil, but also he's anthropomorphic. He's walking around. He's got a job. You know what I mean? He gets thrown in jail if he does something wrong.
Yeah. And his name's Goofy, so he could be goofy all he wants. But sometimes Goofy was kind of serious. Like he'd be like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna walk in the rain," and he's whistling down the street.
Well, that's the Goofy that you and I are used to from the old 50s, 60s, 70s Disney stuff. Mostly the animated stuff.
Yeah.
Shorts or whatever. But then there was a whole thing with Goofy with the TV show, the animated show Goof Troop or whatever. No, was that the movie? There was
The movie Goof Troop, and he had the dumb nephews. That stunk.
No, there was the kid and all that. And yeah, there was a whole goofy thing. They had a whole show. They developed him, his wife, the kids, the characters. So there's apparently a lot more to Goofy these days than we know. So we just have to factor that in.
Yeah.
But still, they're all goofy as like, he's living in the suburbs. He's got a house. He drives a car. He's got a family. You know, he comes home every night.
Yeah,
dinner,
I almost tend to think Goofy's more thought of as like just a goofy, dumb person.
But yeah.
And they kind of look like dogs.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not, they're not meant to be dogs.
Exactly.
Pluto's clearly a dog.
Right.
Goofy's just a person who's like, hey, that guy looks like a dog, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like if you worked with him and he was a plumber or something, and you know, and he comes in and he goes,
He's
this
got a
guy
job.
looks like a dog.
Yeah.
He looks like an old Saint Bernard, you know?
Do you ever do that? You ever notice that with people?
Oh yeah, you could picture what animal they kind of look like.
I mean, there's a lot of times where like I see it in people and they're like, it looks clearly like, you know, like, oh, that person looks like a bird, or like that guy looks like, you know, like the Cowardly Lion. You know?
Oh yeah, I've seen it before. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see that a lot.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, but yeah, talking about the cartoons and the Mickey Mouse.
We like
and
cartoon talk, but it's funny. Like our last the cartoon episode, we didn't get a lot of traction on it.
Maybe people aren't watching the sort of cartoons.
Huh?
I mean,
I got a hair spider. I think I walked through a spider web. That's why I keep doing that. If you're wondering what's going on, I keep feeling the spider web on it.
I thought you were just going OCD about your hairstyle.
No, I don't care about my hair today.
Yeah, you don't have a monitor. You can't even see
yourself. I keep feeling like a twitch, like there's a hair, and it's like in me.
You know,
on me.
just
I don't know.
Take your hand like this on your forehead and go this way, that way, this way. No, like on your forehead, just like palm to your face.
Yeah, I'm not seeing the hair now.
Well, that's the thing. You're not going to see it.
It's raining out.
I know. Storming again.
Yeah, this is weird that we're doing it on a Wednesday. Today we're on a different day, by the way.
But it's going to come out the same day, so it's not like you guys get it early because we shot it early.
No, we're just filming a day early. Off my rhythm. We usually have another day to, I don't want to say show prep, because we barely show prep. It's more just for life to unfold, and we can maybe get a story out of it, or, you know.
Yeah, well, so we're doing a day early a little bit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it makes no difference. I mean, except for now when we're recording it. After this, it'll always be in the past, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Stick a fork in it, it's done. It's printed at that point.
Yeah, is it before? Yeah. Are we in the future? Or are we recording the future?
Or we're talking to the future people. What up, future peeps?
Hey, you're looking at me from a not... Wait a minute. Yeah, time warp shit. Do you believe... Okay, time warp stuff. Here we go. The whole butterfly effect. Do you believe in time? Do you believe it's possible to go back in time? I always, my friends we used to giggle back and forth and debate it. I don't think you can. I don't think going back in time. I think going back in time is impossible. I think you could bend time and go forward in time, but I don't think you can go back in time.
Short answer is no, I don't think it's possible. Because I've heard people that are sort of hip to that, all that sort of stuff, say that if it were ever possible, it would have always been possible.
Okay.
Because that's the whole thing. If it were ever possible, it would have always been.
Yeah, and if you're talking folding space or it's in a circle or a loop, that's fine.
No,
you're always propelling forward.
That's all space travel.
Yeah.
I mean, remember the books with the alien abductions that we read?
Yeah.
There was one from John Mack. There was one from Raymond Fowler. There was the other one from, who's the third guy? The artist guy.
Yeah.
Bud Hopkins.
Strieber?
Bud Hopkins.
Oh, right.
So those three books that you had that we read, and they were talking about all the alien abductions and stuff like that. And there was this lady who had been systematically abducted at regular intervals throughout her life. And so in the hypnotic regression sessions with her, they discovered the fact that the memory blocks that the aliens put on you when they abduct you only last a certain period of time. There was stuff where like she couldn't remember her abduction at 9 years old until she got to be 39. Then all of a sudden she could access those memories. And it was like that. There was always this 20-year gap. So after 20 years went by, she could recall the memories all of a sudden.
Wow.
Because they would try to recall them and she couldn't recall them.
Yeah, so there's maybe,
So they discovered this sort of stuff. But she was talking about how, because she had been abducted, remember when we read this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, oh yeah, it's been a while, but I know.
Yeah. because we've talked about this concept before, because I think it's really interesting. She got so comfortable with the aliens from the repeated abductions where she could talk to them and ask them questions and stuff. And so she would relay what the aliens' answers were. And I thought a lot of the answers were very, very interesting. And one of them was, your concept of time is a localized phenomenon, is what they called it. So our concept of time being linear is, based upon our unique situation in the universe, where we orbit around the sun, that makes a day, which makes years, we age, we get old, blah, 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 all this sort of stuff.
Yeah, makes sense. That's how we perceive it.
So what the aliens are saying is that our concept of time is a localized phenomenon to our unique situation here in this particular point in space. So our concept of time is not how any time works in the rest of the universe.
Okay, but being as something already happened means you can't go back and change it. That's what I'm saying. Like the concept, like my dog, when my dog takes a nap, it goes into, the dogs and cats go into some weird mode to where their heart rate goes down and they get in this weird hibernation kind of mode. They don't sense time. The time from me leaving at 8 in the morning and coming home at 5 to them is the same as me coming home at noon. They don't know, like, oh, he's been gone a while. They get in this, the engines cool down. Now, but there's no way for them or even aliens, whatever you want to talk, you can't go back because it's already happened. That's the point.
I think so too.
That's what I think. But I do think you could kind of pause it, slow down, and speed it up and slow down, and speed it, so, and maybe accordion jump forward. That's why I always think when you talk about the Philadelphia experiment, remember that movie?
Yeah.
It's like, and those guys from World War II suddenly appeared, It's like, yeah, they went forward in time.
Oh, Philadelphia experiment. I thought you meant the Manhattan Project.
Or Manhattan Project.
That's one with the kid that built the atomic bomb. The Philadelphia experiment was one with Michael Pare, where it was the experiments that they were doing with teleportation with the ships in the naval shipyards in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Or Maryland or whatever it was.
Yeah. That's kind of fascinating.
What was that one called?
Manhattan Project?
No, the Manhattan Project is the guy who invented the mixing board. Well, that's Les Paul, but the guy who was the chief audio engineer at Tom something. It's a real simple sort of last name. He was the recording engineer at Atlantic Records. He was the premier electronics guru back in the day when they were doing the atomic testing for the Manhattan Project. So they got him involved. They wanted him to go to New Mexico to be on the project, and he's like, I can't. I got to make records here in New York. Like, I'm the guy here at Atlantic Records. Like, ship can't come to a halt.
Yeah.
That's why it was called the Manhattan Project, because he was in Manhattan.
Everybody
else was out in New Mexico at Los Alamos.
Good.
Anyway,
weird how music ties into everything.
Yeah, there's a biopic. Well, not a biopic. It's an actual just biography. It's him talking around, telling the stories.
Yeah.
They interviewed him.
Anyway. Fascinating stuff, though.
Yeah. But the Philadelphia experiment was the Michael Pare with the boats. What was the boat? All I can think of is Carlos Allende.
It's been a lot of years since I've seen that one.
Carlos Allende was the guy who wrote down what actually happened. He claims that he was on the ship and that he saw the stuff. He wrote it all down. He took some well-known UFO book, like a paperback edition, and he wrote out all his shit in the margins around the words.
Oh, really?
Page after page. Yeah, this Carlos Allende.
Do they have his book? Do they have his version?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Because he mailed it into one of those UFO investigators.
Wow.
Like MUFON or something like that.
Huh.
So he mailed him the paperback book with all his ballpoint writings in the margins.
Really?
Like every page.
Well, that'd be a weird one to see.
Yeah.
Did they ever release that?
Yeah.
Really?
I've seen photos of it in the alien shows or whatever. I'm sure Ancient Aliens covered it.
I'm sure.
I'm trying to think of the name of the boat. Can't remember.
Philadelphia experiment.
Right. It was something.
Yeah, it was like a ship thing. Weren't they trying to teleport the ship and then it disappeared?
Yeah, I think they were trying cloaking technology, but it ended up teleporting them or something like that. But then this Carlos Allende was saying that when it reappeared, and it went from like New Jersey down to like, Virginia or something like that.
Yeah.
And when it sort of reformed, like people were sort of stuck in the walls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, which is sort of weird.
Yeah, well, it's like a transporter, or like a transporter accident.
Well, and so here's the thing about the time travel and all that sort of stuff. Okay. You got relativity, right? Einstein's thing, E equals mc squared.
Uh-huh.
That's the one that says you can't go faster than the speed of light, you can't teleport, you can't time travel.
Right.
Because it's all just relative, closed system sort of stuff. Contrary to that is the quantum theory.
Yeah.
Which is this idea that everything in the universe is made up of the same particles, and what things are is based upon this vibrational frequency that they have.
Uh-oh.
That makes them something unique. And so we see, but all this stuff for quantum physics is all theory.
All right.
We haven't had much proving it out, but there are things that prove it out, like cymatics. You ever see the cymatics where they take the metal plate, put it right above like a big speaker.
Oh, yeah.
They put like sand or iron filings on it.
Yeah, everyone's seen that, yeah.
It
makes like a pattern, yeah.
Yeah, I literally had that happen to me. Because my job, we drill these big metal panels, right? And we drill them and then tap them. So one time the drill started catching and squeaking, and it vibrated the metal panel at a certain frequency for like a half a second, like a nice pure tone. And everything lined up into patterns. And I was like, holy shit. But as soon as you do anything, you change that speed at all, it falls apart.
Wow.
But for like a half a second, it was like, and it was like, it just went, and I was like, whoa.
That's pretty cool.
It's really cool. And then the double slit experiment, which is this debate whether light is waves or particles, right? And so they have a wall, and then they've got a wall with a slit in it. And if you've got a light, and then you look at the pattern on this wall of the light coming through the slit. And it's like if it's waves, it'll look like bands. It'll be like light and dark and light and dark and light and dark, So like highlights or something. But if it's particles, there'll just be an accumulation in the center. Because the particles are coming, and the only stuff that gets through is the stuff that's angled to get through. So it'll be, like just a centered pattern.
Huh.
But instead what they find is like something different. And then they find that depending on whether you're looking at it or not, it behaves differently.
Oh, boy.
You get this quantum realm of things, and it's like, it is this idea of, these are these because these atoms are arranged in a certain frequency.
Right.
To behave a certain way.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the theory. So in terms of time travel, if Einstein's theory of relativity is correct, you can't do any of that sort of stuff. You can't teleport stuff, you can't time travel. But if quantum physics is correct, you can teleport. And in fact, they've done it down in Australia. Some Australian scientists, 8 years ago,
8 years ago?
Yeah,
fairly recent.
They teleported like a couple of atoms or something like that.
Oh, well, that's a couple atoms. Are we talking like a pair, or are we talking like
no, but
a couple atoms?
A couple of atoms. But it proves the concept. It's like 10 or 12 feet away, just across the lab, nothing crazy. But it sort of proves the concept. Also, to that end, as far as nuclear power goes, we always do fission, right? Splitting the atom. But if you do fusion and making the energy that way, you don't get any bad nuclear waste. So cold fusion is the key to it. They figured it out like 2 years ago. Did you know? Nobody pays attention.
No.
Apparently they figured it out. So cold fusion is in the works.
Well, then why isn't it a bigger thing? Why are we even making coal? Why don't we have cold fusion fucking...
Cold
fusion trains and shit?
Because they just figured it out. Now they got to figure out how to scale it up, how to make it, how to make it work, how to make it affordable, how to make it stable. But they got it in principle. They're like, okay. Yeah, I heard the same thing about curing cancer too.
What that they... Yeah, there's always those old wives' tales. Well, not wives' tales, but there's always those old... I heard that they...
Okay, did you ever hear about the doctor who's using sound waves to break up cancer?
He was the guy from Erie.
That's what I hear.
Yes, he was from Erie.
Yeah.
Here, and he disappeared.
Right.
Yeah, and then they found him or something. I don't know. I guess the government was trying to get his patents, and he wouldn't sell his patents to them, and then he disappeared, and then he reappeared. What was his name? I can't think.
It's a real common name.
It was like Kimball or
It's almost some sort of
Kaiser.
Asian sounding name.
Yeah.
Like Tony Catan or something.
Yeah, you might have to Google it. Yeah, it was one of those things where when my dad had cancer about 10 years ago, 12 years ago, they were in clinical trials of doing it, and it was sound waves.
Yeah.
And
I've seen the
guy
footage.
just died that year or something, or I don't know if he, I don't want to say retired.
I've seen the footage. It was super simple. They were just taking an ultrasound like they used to scan the baby to make an image, and they were just tuning it to, like, they were watching it on the screen, and they tuned in the frequency, and they got the right frequency. It all just dissolved.
Yeah.
And it doesn't hurt any other tissue.
But yeah, why are they even bothering with, okay, 5 different kinds of chemo, we're going to...
Because it's so simple and so effective, they can't make money off it.
Well, if that's the case... Yeah, but you would have thought somebody would have gone, oh, that's your idea, and then stole the idea or at least done their own version. You and I are just two idiots. Imagine if some, why doesn't like some Elon Musk kind of guy go, I'll just make my own?
Because nothing gets done unless people make money off it. Welcome to America.
Yeah, but you'd make $1 zillion off the patent.
I don't think you can patent it.
Yeah.
I think it's so simple.
Yeah, there was I forget that guy's name. The sound waves on cancer cells. Give it a Google, because I'm telling you, he had something to do with Erie. He was from Erie, the guy. Our hometown here. Cancer sound waves or whatever.
All right, I'll search 3 keywords. Cancer, sound waves, Erie.
The name going to come up?
John Kanzius.
Kanzius, that's it. Kanzius.
Kanzius.
Yep.
Like I say, yeah, something with a K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Erie.
Radio wave cancer treatment.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. And I think he was resisting. He didn't want, I don't know, I thought and then he disappeared and then reappeared, and then he was always living for fear, so I don't know.
Oh, listen to this. They describe it as a non-invasive therapy, involves using radio waves to heat and kill cancer cells after metal nanoparticles have been delivered specifically to them. Interesting.
Huh.
So there is some sort of procedural part. He wasn't using just sound waves.
Yeah, it'd almost be like, oh, let's inject you with
waves.
nanobots and then activate the nanobots.
Well, it's almost like, you know how it's bad to put metal in a microwave and run it? Like especially like a fork? Because there's those tines on the fork, and the electricity can arc out between those points. That's where it gets nutty. That's why I like the crumpled up foil, like it's the arcing, that's the trouble. So if he's putting metal nanoparticles in to attach to the cancer cells, and he's hitting with the radio waves, which are not far from microwaves, it's just heating them up and...
Yeah, and just agitating them, yeah. Yeah, there's that.
Although Kanzius passed away, research into his concept supported by the Kanzius Cancer Research Foundation continues at research institutions like the University of Pittsburgh and the University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center.
Yeah.
Sound waves in an Erie context can also refer to the automated breast ultrasound service available at some local clinics. No, that's not it. That's all.
Yeah. I think it was like him, and he had 2 partners. At some point he sold half of it, or to a couple partners to help him develop more of it.
Well, ironically, did he die from cancer?
Oh, I don't know. I think it was just old age. I think he was old. He was an old guy.
Or was it just one of those?
They were going to start doing clinical trials on that, and I don't know if they ever did or if they are doing them. I don't know. But my dad was on the list to do it, but they never called him. But he signed up for the list.
Yeah, I always found that stuff was interesting. But I have seen it on, probably Ancient Aliens or something like that, where I've seen the footage of them. I thought they were just using for the ultrasounds.
Yeah.
Just the ultrasound thing.
Yeah.
Just dialing it in.
Makes sense. but it's cool. I know. Sound waves, you almost feel like, because like you said with the speaker, you put the sand on the speaker and it makes different,
But you can have like a synthesizer where you can set the exact frequency.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And those patterns, just like that, what was that movie, Memento, was it?
The one where he's got the whole thing
mathematics is the language of the universe.
No, that's the one with Russell Crowe, Beautiful Mind.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
But and it was all about mathematics. Just you could everything has every rhythm, every sound, everything has a mathematical equation.
Well, it's the same thing that we see in music or in acoustics, where you have like, because if you look at a sound, there'll be like the fundamental and then a harmonic and then another harmonic and another harmonic and another harmonic.
Yeah.
So these upper harmonics, and that's what adds richness to a sound, right? And so it's the vibration, the frequency.
Yeah.
So it's all sort of tied together, this whole thing. But you can kind of see it, and that's where it's like, so the higher up in the orders of the octaves, the harmonics that you go, the more complex the design can become.
Yeah.
Where...
Yeah, and you wonder if these, how those old yogi masters and yoga people are like, gong, they're hitting the vibrational things.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it's like, well, you see their patterns of their mandalas and stuff like that. Are those light patterns? I mean, like it all ties together somehow. It's just I don't have the brains to put it together.
In the way that piezoelectric crystals give off electricity if you put pressure to them, and conversely, you can get electricity out of them by moving them or rubbing them. That's how quartz watches work.
I was about to say quartz. Isn't that fascinating how quartz vibrates?
Well, there's this electrical to vibrational relationship. It's kinetic energy turned into electrical.
Why isn't that a bigger thing?
I mean, so I saw a show talking about the pyramids in Giza.
Yeah.
And how the Great Pyramid, the thing is, the Great Pyramid is sitting on this giant base.
Yeah, wasn't it supposed to be like a water battery, like a water-based battery?
It's a big black basalt base rock that the Great Pyramid is built upon. And underneath it is a quartz crystal like cave system. And when the Nile used to be closer to where the Pyramid at Giza is, that would flood every year. And the water sloshing through those crystals is creating energy.
Right, and that's why when the sun would come down on the full moon and tides would rise, it was tying into their sway, and they get more power on the full moon or the equinox, and and it was a thing, and that's why you'd see the.
Well, the pyramid was essentially like a focusing device.
Yeah.
And then with that gold capstone, it was essentially like a transmitter.
Yeah.
And so I've seen in shows where, people are saying that that's what these were. It was like it would just generate, I don't know, like positive vibes.
But why haven't they made like a smaller version of it? You'd think somebody somewhere and all this, we're in 2025
That's a good
now.
question.
Yeah, why wouldn't you, you got a spare $1 million, let's make a Petri dish version of this. You know?
That's a good idea. Nobody ever has that I know of.
Yeah, why not?
Nobody's ever made like a little scale model, maybe this big pyramid on this base with crystals. You slosh water through.
Yeah,
and
salt
then you put
water.
A gold capstone on it.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, if you had all the elements of what you're trying to simulate and talk about, somebody had to have done this.
Because if somebody's gone through and done a real thorough like laser scan of the whole, complex or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
Huh?
It's because it's in Egypt. That's why.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also a burial tomb, so they don't want to fuck with the.
Well, the problem is there's so much.
They respect the dead, so they don't want to upset the apple cart there.
I don't know. It's that Zawi Hawass guy that's in charge of it all. He is notoriously not into actually digging into anything. They're very satisfied with the story of Egypt that is out right now, and they are fine just sticking with that. They don't want to really look at anything. They don't want to actually discover anything. They don't want to poke into anything.
Is it true? I keep seeing, now is this true or false? You know how those Easter Island heads are sticking out?
Yeah.
Did they really dig underneath and find bodies or find the rest of them?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if that was fake or not.
Yeah.
That's like the shit you read in Reader's Digest when you're a kid and you go,
Well,
I don't know if this is real.
Well, that's how else are they going to stand up?
True.
If you make it like 8 feet tall and 7 feet of it are buried, you know, it's easy for that foot to stick up or 2 feet to stick up.
Yeah.
That's just leverage, fulcrum points, you know.
Yeah. Huh. Did they carve a few out though to see the bodies, or the bodies of those big tiki heads?
Yeah, I think they did an experiment where they dug down on one and they're like, there's like a whole body here.
Well, then why aren't they digging more? That's what I'm saying. When you find something, why don't you just dig a mile square around? I mean, come on. Terraforming. I mean, we could build skyscrapers. Those skyscrapers in Dubai are fucking, insane. If you can build those, why can't you dig a fucking mile wide round something?
Well, they can, but it's a lot of material.
Yeah.
Like there's a British series, what's it called? I forget what it's called, but it's been on for like 25 years.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Blackadder?
No.
Oh man, you should watch Blackadder. It's one of the funniest shows ever made. With Rowan Atkinson. So the guy that plays Baldric is a guy named Tony Robinson. He's very famous in Britain. He's been the host of this show where they go out. There's so much history buried all around England. So he goes out with, a couple of archaeologist guys and historian people. And they go, we're looking now in this field outside this church in this suburban place. And they go and they start digging down. And there used to be like a little fortress there, a little castle or something like that. Or the old church grounds.
Kind of like urban archaeology.
Exactly. But it's just, it's Tony, 2 archaeologists, and like 5 to 7 volunteer, archaeology students to dig. And that's it. And they start getting into it, and they start being like, oh, we discovered this wall. Where's it go? Well, they got to dig out the whole wall as they go. And you're always working against time because there's a digging season, and then there's, times you can't dig.
Why?
Winter.
Oh, yeah, I guess winter, yeah.
Yeah. It's too cold and the ground's too hard.
Oh, yeah, true. Huh.
So, but they start uncovering stuff, and then it's like, oh, we know it's there, but it just takes time to dig it out. And the only way to dig it out in time is with a lot of resources. So
that makes sense.
Which it just comes down to the funding. So most of the episodes end with, okay, we know it's there. Now we can give a proposal to the church so that they can make a proposal to the, archdiocese to see if they can get some money to, excavate this further or whatever.
History's fascinating.
Yeah.
History's fascinating. I know. And we live in lame America in Erie, which is, 200 years old, 250 years old.
Actually, I was trying to do Fairview. Fairview's older than Erie.
Yeah.
They were saying it was like 1796?
Something like that? Yeah.
It was like...
My grandfather's...
like
they're fur traders coming down from French Canada.
Oh.
Yeah, my grandfather's lineage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, French Canada. Yeah, French Canadian.
So that with all the beaver pelts.
Yeah. But they would come to this area to trade with the Indians, and it wasn't even a matter of fighting with the Indians. Just trade beaver pelts. They would, and they would bring them down some. And they would trade. They trade different, different animals.
Yeah, because our whole area here, this was rife with Native Americans.
Yeah. I don't know how much Native American. I mean, I'm sure there's little museums and artifacts around and stuff you see, but it's not. I don't know. Maybe I just don't know where to look. But
well, the Senecas are right up the road. I mean, out there in like Harbor Creek area, it's Iroquois.
Yeah, I guess so. You're right. Yeah.
I mean,
but the peninsula isn't really that Indian.
That's French Canadian. That's the French Canadian name. Presque Isle.
Yeah, you're right.
Fort Duquesne. This is all French stuff.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we tie into the French. Yeah.
This is all that early 1700 stuff. Just think about it. 1776, we did the Declaration of Independence, and then we started fighting the war.
Yeah.
We didn't win the war till like 1794 or 95 or something like that. Like, we got our asses handed to us for like 8 years.
Yeah.
People don't realize that. They think we declared independence and then we won. No, it was like 8 years and we lost all of it.
Yeah.
We only got it together like the last 4 months.
Yeah, and if we didn't have help from the French, we would have been screwed.
Yes.
The French were kind of like, all right, screw the redcoats, let's get them.
Yeah, well, so the French at the time were doing Napoleon So
Yeah.
Napoleon's running around, capturing the whole world. He needed money. So that's why, well, it was, I guess, a little bit later, 1803, Louisiana Purchase, all that. But definitely at the time of, well, so the French, it was that one dude. It was a French nobleman who had connections, who was over here in the U.S. And they sent him back over to convince them to send some troops and boats, and they did. And that's what showed up down there in like Virginia or something like that.
I always think it's fascinating when you see books and like these people are coming to a new world. Now, the concept of finding a new world is so mind-blowing.
Well,
Like when you think about, like imagine you're an explorer and you landed on Africa and you're trying to explain a giraffe to somebody.
no. It doesn't work that way. Not with Africa.
Huh?
Not with Africa.
No, but some of those animals and stuff like that, you'd be like, they're telling stories about being on safaris and like these animals, these wacky, crazy things and like beasts.
Yes, yeah, definitely. There was definitely a time up until, that's why zoos were such a big thing in the 1800s.
Yeah.
Because people were fascinated with, tales of exotic lands and exotic animals and stuff like that. And people heard stories about rhinoceroses and elephants and hippos.
Yeah, with horns and
giraffes and
necks,
zebras.
and monkeys and it's all kinds of stuff. And keep in mind, the Americas here, we're covered in buffalo. Buffalo were everywhere. I mean, it would have just been like.
They are once again.
Are they coming back?
Oh, they came way back.
They came way back.
I hear that there's huge herds of them. That's why you can get buffalo meat now, bison.
Oh yeah. We have one up in Edinburgh. There's a buffalo. Yeah, elk.
Yeah, I heard.
Or not elk.
I heard they came back crazy, like the American ball. See, when we were kids, these were endangered. This was like a big thing of these being endangered.
This is true.
The conservation
I remember
efforts,
them talking about it in school, and it was kind of like, whoa.
Yeah, the conservation efforts worked really good. I heard that the buffalo thing came back. Kevin Costner's movie had a lot to do with it.
What?
Yeah.
Kevin Costner saved the buffaloes?
He helped.
He helped?
He helped.
Wow.
Dances with Wolves. Because it was about them going out on the plains and then being like all the buffaloes and stuff. And so they had brought some, I think they brought some buffalo down from Canada. And so reintroduced them to this part of the world that they used to live in and thrive in. Yeah. And they took a small population and they took to it and they thrived and they fucking reproduced. And
wow.
And now there's like a herd of like 2,200 out there,
Okay.
roaming around the middle. Because we had like 18.
You ever see a buffalo up close, though?
No.
They're massive.
I mean,
their shoulders, their heads are so huge.
My friend had a horse. The horse is massive.
Yeah. Just when they just breathe, you could just feel that boom.
Yeah, the horse is massive. I can't even imagine a buffalo.
Yeah. It feels like you're standing next to a woolly mammoth.
I mean, seriously.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah, because they're pretty big.
Yeah. And the nose, I remember the nose being like huge.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, like a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's nuts.
Speaking of dinosaurs, yeah. Did you end up watching the new Jurassic Park or what?
I have not seen it yet.
Oh, God. I want to talk about it.
But I was doing a rewatch of all the Jurassic Parks.
Yeah, you're telling me that. That's why. And I went up for the new one.
But all of a sudden, Halloween came down, and then there's been a glut of stuff on recently to watch.
Yeah.
It's like
there's the Halloween spectaculars, and then now we're into the holidays, but there's nothing really new yet. Although all the series are going to start coming out at the end of November here. Everything from like the Stranger Things to the things like that.
They are. Yeah. Everything's it's already started. They're doling things out here and there.
Yeah, but the Jurassic Park, I want you to see it because I have a tendency to spoil things.
Yeah, I want to see it with, because I've been noticing things in the Jurassic Park movies.
They just reheated the nachos.
Well, so I watched the first three.
But they did it pretty good.
I watched the first three. Interesting thing was that 2, which I thought was originally, I was like, oh, 2's pretty good, 3 sucks. No, 2 actually sucks, 3's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And then they got into the newer ones, the Jurassic World with Chris Pratt. And,
I like those ones, but that's reheating the nachos too.
Yeah.
The same formula, same thing. I mean, they wrote themselves into corner.
Yeah, the second one of those with the clone girl, it was not grabbing me. I was like, ugh, I remember this one. This one was lame.
Yeah.
And then the next one after that, I think the whole thing we're with the scientist, Dr. Wu, who was the last guy to have the vials of the...
Barbasol?
Essentially, yeah. Didn't he find Nedry's Barbasol container?
Yeah.
Because he had dropped it when he got attacked by the Diplodocus.
Yeah,
Not the Diplodocus,
Newman.
the Dilophosaurs. Yeah, because I read the book.
Yeah.
A couple times. It's a good book. It's a real good book.
Yeah. Michael Crichton.
Yeah, oh man.
But yeah, these new ones, they reheated the nachos. I will say the pacing was good. Here's where I got a problem with it, was usually there's always the stowaway kid. Oh, here's the kid who just happened.
Right.
And he nobody understands him, so he runs off, and they got to save him, But they did everything from that trope to the Jurassic Park to, oh, we're in the grocery store, and the raptor's on the top of the thing going, hunting around for him. Except for this time, it was a pterodactyl. They made the pterodactyl the main.
Yeah, when they got in Jurassic World, they really started leaning into the water creatures. Definitely the
water creatures in the beginning.
Actually,
the big one that's the descendant of the whale. It looks like a giant gar. It's a whale-sized gar.
Yeah, you ever watch Corridor Crew on YouTube? Mm-mm. Oh, you should check out Corridor Crew. Corridor Crew is good stuff. These guys do visual effects in computers.
Yeah.
And so they'll break down stuff. Like they'll make little videos and stuff like that. They'll break down shots and stuff like that. So one of the guys on there, Nico, he did a video explaining the actual relative size of dinosaurs.
Oh, okay.
Though he did it in a weird way. He's like, I'll show you the dinosaurs in actual relation to an object that we all know the size of, a banana. Why a banana? I don't know.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like Volkswagen.
It would have made more sense because the banana was
right.
ridiculous.
Okay, here's a Volkswagen Beetle. We know what that is.
But he was talking about how velociraptors are actually only about 3.5, 4 feet high.
Right, yeah.
They're not 6 feet like in the movies. He was saying that a lot of
they're like a tall dog.
Not even. They're like a overly large chicken sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the sizes are all skewed. And he was talking about how in the Jurassic World movies, they show that one that swims around in the water. Every time they show it, it's bigger. Through the one movie and then the next movie, every time you see it, it's bigger.
Yeah, it's bigger than this one. This one, it looks like a giant whale. It's like a whale, literally like they're going whale watching, but instead it's one of those.
Yeah.
It's fine, all right. But I like it, but it's just like so huge that you can't relate to it. Now, this one, they have these genetic hybrids. And
that's what they started with the Indominus Rex. Jurassic World.
This is like another version that's gone wrong, and its head's all swollen out, and it's got 6 arms, and it's like, and it has prehensile fingers, But they don't really get you enough into it. They only show it here and there and the big thing at the end, but then it just stinks.
It's a little too formulaic.
Yes, we've seen it all before. Oh, you got they got to get the DNA and they put it in a thing, and then, oh, of course, there's the mustache twirling scientist, and then there's the bounty hunter who isn't going to take any shit, and then there's
always.
Oh, yeah, and there's the kid who gets lost. You got all the tropes. You got all the Jurassic tropes.
Yeah, it always does seem to be the same character types.
I will say Scarlett Johansson is pretty good, though. I mean, even though the character she's bound to is a little formulaic and dumb, she does well. She reads well. She's really good. She does her action scenes good. She always looks great, and she delivers her lines perfectly. She's great. She's a star. You see why they paid her. But everything else just stinks. And I'm tired of this. Oh, they do this with large birds and the pterodactyl. We have to climb up there and get. Oh, but the eggs are about to hatch. Here goes the hatching egg.
The nest scene, yeah.
Oh, and then the mom is not here. Oh, do I hear the mom? Here comes the mom.
Well, that's been a theme going back to Jurassic Park 2.
They've been doing that since
stealing
fucking
the egg gag.
Godzilla. Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah, that was a whole thing in Jurassic 2. No, the third one with Julianne Moore. And they got the T-Rex, the baby T-Rex with the broken leg.
Yeah, they do have a T-Rex here, and here was a nice little touch. He dove into the river and he swam underneath the water.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then popped out, which was kind of cool. But I don't think the T-Rex did that because he would have sunk like a rock.
You think so?
Maybe not. I don't know.
I mean, you'd think if he was adapted for swimming, there'd be webbing between the fingers.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they kind of gave him a little bit of that. But here was the thing, like, they're whitewater rafting down this river, and then, it just so happens this thing's going to dive in, a giant fucking T-Rex is diving in the lake and not hitting the bottom. I mean,
yeah, that's true. How deep is it?
Right. But then there's the little girl who's, but then it's whitewater rapids. It wouldn't be whitewater rapids if it was...
No, true. Yeah, you only get the whitewater rapids when it's relatively shallow.
Yeah, so they had conflicts like that. They had a lot of, if you're a rappelling rope person and they had to climb up to get to the thing, I don't even know rappelling and carabiners and stuff like that, but my detector was going off like, oh my God, somebody who rappels is going, that's not how you do it.
I think everything's like that.
Yeah, it's like when my girlfriend, she's a nurse. Whenever there's a nursing show on, she just goes batshit mad. She's like, that is not how it's, oh my God, oh Jesus, this is the worst.
Yeah.
My other gripe too, musicians on film, drummers who aren't hitting it right, or guitar players who aren't even playing the right chords, or even smokers who aren't smoking right. You
can tell.
You could tell if an actor is really a smoker in real life.
Yeah, you can tell.
From a mile away.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jurassic World or whatever, Jurassic Fart is a Jurassic Fart. But if you like Jurassic Park, it's kind of like seeing a Jurassic Park you haven't seen before.
Well,
it's that. So it's the same format. It's like, all right, I'm going to go into Jurassic Park. Let's watch Jurassic Park. I haven't seen this one.
Well,
it's
and
the same.
That's the thing I've been finding in the rewatching is that there are some that give me that Jurassic Park feel. They give me, like, I like the tropical environment, the park, the jeeps. Like, I like that whole Jurassic Park.
You don't really get that here.
See, that's what I'm saying.
This is more like an island, like an overgrown island.
Yeah, the more they get away from that. I mean, now, if they do it in the sort of way that they did those 1930s exploring Africa type movies, like King Kong and like that sort of, like The Mummy and stuff like that.
This would feel more like that.
Where it feels like a sort of exotic travel log sort of thing. That's cool.
Yeah.
That can be fun.
Here's another one. Here's another. You see this in horror movies. The blinking light, the strobe light. Stop with this. How come whenever the monster appears, there's a strobe light that goes? Ding, ding, ding. All of a sudden, the lights stop working when the
broken light thing. Honestly, that's a video game trope.
Is it?
That is a video game trope.
They even did it in Jurassic Park here. Like all of a sudden, they flick the power on and everything, and they're in like a store, like an old, it looks like an old mini mart.
Yeah.
And they got the mini mart working, but then as soon as the dinosaurs come, all of a sudden the lights start flickering.
It's a cheap way to do like visual effects and stuff like that. Give yourself an easy out. You know, like you can always cut to black or whatnot. But usually in the back there's like the emergency exit sign or something like that. So you can tell they're not just cutting to black. You know, they're flickering the lights on and off sort of thing. And
my other trope argument is, and they did it in this one, let's escape through the heating duct.
So I was going to say
let's escape through the heating duct is the dumbest fucking thing.
That's the other big video game trope. So
really,
the big video game tropes is the strobing broken light, and then the sewers / air vents. Oh yeah. The sewers are always and well lit sewers. Oh, we got lit up sewers. Yeah, it's a thing. This one had lit up sewers. Yeah, those are video game tropes. Yeah. 100%. With every other lights maybe flickering. Yeah. But then you get in the heating vent, the old let's escape through the heating vent, and never does the heating vent go. Right, which if you or I got into a heating vent, we'd last 2 seconds. We'd make it about 3 ceiling tiles. That was the gag they did in the Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny. Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, okay. I haven't seen that. Because Jack Black's character, he plays video games and stuff like that. He's like singing a song. He's like going through the air vent, and then it's like pop. And he's like, what? And then the whole thing is the whole air vent just falls. That's awesome. Yeah. Leave it to Jack Black. See, Jack Black's another one. Every time I think of him, I just smile. I just start laughing.
He's another one. He's another one of those actors.
I got an old movie that he did that I've never seen. It sounds wacky.
What one?
The Polka King.
Oh, Polka King. I know what you're talking about. I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either.
But that's around like his Nacho Libre phase,
Yes,
right? Yeah,
like
Nacho Libre's
2017.
kind of lame.
I've never seen that one. But this Polka King one sounds like it was designed to be silly. Like the whole premise is silly. The whole thing's silly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh, you wanted to talk real quick. You were asking me about the Welcome to Derry.
yeah. Hang on though. I gotta piss.
All right, and we're back. All right, Mike had to pee. That's all right.
Yeah. It's pretty common these days. You know what? I think I was doing that.
Mike scratched his face.
Yeah, I
I'll
realized
have to get you those little gloves like they put on infants so they don't scratch their face. They're like little mittens.
So yeah, that'll help.
Infant mittens.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What we're going to talk. Welcome to Derry.
Welcome to Derry on HBO. So you've been watching this for the past couple of weeks. It's only started like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You've been digging it.
3 episodes in.
So you were really enjoying it. So I was like,
I liked it because I'm a sucker for the supernatural in a time period piece.
Yep.
Those are the two things that always get me. And then we're into the It world, but this is pre-It. So this is taking place in the 1950s. You got the height of the modern era mixed with prejudices and you know what I mean. It's 50 they said 54
58.
58. Yeah, so the end of the war, everyone's assimilating. People are in the service, you know, but then you mix it with black and white, integrated schools, things like that. But there's racism is there. So you're definitely dealing with that undertone.
It's a big theme.
Yeah.
Big theme in the story.
But it's also, too, there's a lot of, like, people are weirdly Bible Belt. Like, so you can't go saying, oh, I thought I saw a demon. You know, they'll throw you in a nut house. Back then, they had nut houses. They had insane asylums.
Right.
As the young girl here, she gets thrown in the insane asylum twice because she's, you know, they just go, just tell the truth what you saw. And she tells the truth and goes, you're going to the insane asylum. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You know, and she's like, I know, but I'm just telling you, you know.
Yeah, which I thought narratively they set that up pretty good.
Did you like what I was telling you how those all the kid actors are incredible.
The kids are great.
Oh my God, every one of them deserve an award.
Yeah.
Because not only they play kids in the part, they played kids in that part in time. You know, everything from the slingshot in their pocket to the combing of the hair and the way they buckled their pants and the way they just go, hey, how you doing?
Yeah. Well, okay, so at the end of the episodes, I discovered that, you know, I watch on my iPad, so it always wants to push me the next episode. Like as soon as it ends, it starts like 10-second countdown and then auto plays the next episode. If you skip that, let it play the credits, do the foreign language credits, then HBO has like a 5-minute behind the scenes thing.
Yeah.
So for the first episode, they were talking about how they had made the movies, It and It Part 2, and they really loved how they were able to get such rich texture in recreating that 1950s world. Yeah. With the look of it and the feel of it, the details, and they were really enjoying that. And they thought, well, the only place you can go with the story is backwards. Mm-hmm. So they started looking backwards in time because the whole premise is that, you know, it is some sort of space creature that's landed like, you know, a couple hundred years ago, and it's been there and basically rears its head every 27 years or something like that.
Yeah.
So they're hearkening back to, we're in 1958 now, which in the first part of it, when is that? Got to be 65, 66?
Sure. Maybe 70? 70s? Was it 70s yet?
Boy, maybe, I don't know. It wasn't in the book, because the book came out in like 87.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember.
Because 27 years from like 87 was like 52 or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like already early 50s. And then after that, it was like the 30s.
But It 2 shouldn't even
like
have been a thing. It should have just been It 1 and then, you know.
Yeah, the movies were a little bit drawn out. But, so essentially the same production company. And because they had sort of,
like you Castle Rock Entertainment?
No, that's actually Rob Reiner's company, Castle Rock. Andy Machete, Barbara Machete, not Machete like machete, like
they have accents. They're Italian.
Yeah, Muschetti, Muschetti. But yeah, so they had the world, the texture, the feel, so it really felt like authentic and original.
Yeah.
They like that, and so they just started, and so they had to make up these characters whole cloth because none of this is in the actual book.
Yeah.
So they're making up these characters,
Make it a
making up the
prequel.
story.
This is a prequel.
It's a prequel series. I even got a few notes on it here, like this. Stuff I want to talk to you about.
Okay.
Like first off, like the names, like in the It movie. Remember the kid that was like the bully?
Yeah.
He got out of the mental institution, stabbed the one kid in the face.
Uh-huh.
His name was Rusty Bowers.
Uh-huh.
So the chief of police is Chief Bowers.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, when they went and they opened his door, it says Chief. I forget his first name, but Bowers.
You saw in episode 3 where they told his backstory when he was a little kid with a slingshot.
Yes, yeah. So I'm in the middle of 3 right now. I'm where he just walked into the store and saw the old
Indian lady.
The Indian lady
That
from when
he
he was
knew
12.
when he was a kid.
And he says, "Until I walked in here and saw you, I've forgotten completely about you."
Yeah, that's the ongoing premise they're building on is when you live in Derry too long, you forget things.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
forget things.
Okay.
You know, you forget how long you've been there. You know, everyone in Derry has a tendency to forget things.
And so also, so here's the thing I wanted to mention to you that you might not know anything about. So the whole point of this is Stephen King had this imaginary town called Derry. And so he would just have things happen in Derry. And then so it's Derry, in case people are wondering. It's not Dairy. Not like milk and cheese.
DER.
Yeah. So Stephen King would he made his own like universe.
Yeah.
Of it. And so he actually would do that in the books. He would link the names.
Yeah, like this one, he made mention of like, if you keep it up, we're going to send you uptown to Shawshank, you know.
Right.
Like
right.
Shawshank Jail.
Shawshank is the
From
prison.
Shawshank Redemption.
Exactly. That sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And even with the people.
Yeah, Fat Man Crothers.
Well, so that's Dick Halloran, who is from The Shining.
Yeah.
The Stephen King thing. Also, we've got the black pilot guy. I forget his first name. His last name is Hanlon.
Yeah.
In It, the black character is Mike Hanlon.
Yeah.
So we've got Hanlon, who's the Air Force guy. His son, Will Hanlon. I wonder if Will is Mike Hanlon's dad.
Maybe.
You know. So, but these names that these characters have, they go back to other stuff. There's other things where there's a whole bunch of other stories that Stephen King wrote that are set in Derry and have these sort of echoes through it. When Mike Hanlon first gets to town, or actually his family gets to town, he got the kid a telescope, right? And he says he got it from a secondhand store. So me, who's read Stephen King stuff, when they're in Derry and they say secondhand store, you think about the Stephen King book Needful Things, which was basically the devil moved into Derry, took over the secondhand store, Needful Things, and he would have whatever the thing was that people wanted most. And they would do anything for it, so he'd get them to sell their souls. So that was this whole book, Needful Things. They made a movie out of it. Max von Sydow played the devil that came to Derry. So when I hear secondhand store in Derry, I think Needful Things. You may not know that.
No.
Yeah, but there's all these little things.
Did you see the thing, do you see Castle Rock?
I did not watch the Castle Rock show.
That was pretty good.
I know Mark Bernardin was a writer on it.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
And I think he may be writing on this Welcome to Derry as well.
Yeah, but that was pretty insular to this lady and her daughter. You know, there wasn't a lot of, it didn't felt like crossover, but there's a couple little things in there apparently that tied into the Stephen King universe.
That's it. That's the way he does
But he
it.
always films, he always wants everything to be in Maine. Everything's Maine and close to Bangor, Maine, where he's from.
Right, all up around in that area.
Yeah. So it's a whole thing.
Yeah, so it's fun. You know, it's kind of like if you watch Galaxy Quest. It's funnier if you're more familiar with Star Trek.
Yeah.
You know. But some of the things I want to mention to you. So the kid actors.
Right.
I like the blonde kid from the first episode. I thought he was really good. I thought he was really naturalistic. I bought him. Right. Well, you know, spoiler alert. Yeah, stop it here if you haven't seen it and you want to go watch it. Go watch it.
I know, I'm a spoiler alerter.
Here, come back now. Okay. So you were like, oh, they killed a kid. They killed like 3 kids.
Oh yeah, fuck them up.
all at once.
That monster in the movie theater fucking did some damage.
So they were talking about the behind the scenes thing, how the concept is that they see the missing kid in the movie. And the missing kid's holding something. And then it ends up being this mutant baby monster. And so because it's on the screen and it's this big, when it comes through the screen, it's this big.
Right. Which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And then proceeds to kill these kids.
Yeah. Just mayhem and havoc.
Yeah. And the one girl lives through it all, seen it all. And she's the one in the next episode.
And the black girl, Ronnie, is running the projection booth upstairs.
Yeah,
her
so
dad's
she
a
gets
projectionist, but she was running it that night. Or she had let him in or something that night?
Yeah. So, she was running the projection room. So she was safe from all the mayhem. She hid.
Right.
When it was all going down. But, yeah, the one girl who survived it is the one that they threw in the mental ward because, she tried to explain how did these kids get murdered.
Well, that was an interesting narrative conundrum that they set up where she's like, I can't tell them what I saw because they'll think I'm nuts and they'll lock me up. But I can only tell them that your dad definitely wasn't there because the other girl, Ronnie's
they're trying to blame it on the dad.
Yeah, they're trying to blame
because racism and he's a black guy who works at the movie theater.
Right. So she can only tell the cops that, oh, he definitely wasn't there,
right.
But I can't tell you what happened.
Yeah.
So then, he ends up going to jail. The black girl's all mad at her. What did you say? They took my dad. And then
don't you like it, though? Now that I'm almost convinced... Now I see the difference. I'm making the correlation of movies are stupid.
Depending on what the story is and how it's being unfolded.
Yes, but I love a TV show of like 8 or 10 episodes because you get time with the characters.
The character development.
You get the nuances. You get to see underneath it all. Why is that? How is that? And why he does what he does? Why does she say what she says?
Yeah.
Where you can't cram that into an hour and a half movie. And if you do and pull it off with heart, well, that's an art.
You can do it on a very small scale with like a character piece, about like 3 characters in New York, some sort of love triangle or something like that.
Yeah.
But you can't like we're talking like an ensemble cast sort of thing here. I mean, we've got two main storylines going on.
Oh, more than that.
Yeah, definitely. We got the kids doing their thing. We got
the military guys.
The military guys. And then I think you're going to have so the military guy is Eugene Hanlon, right? And then his kid, Will Hanlon's over here. He's like science nerd kid with the kids doing the kid thing. And I think his wife is, because he was saying how like...
But then there's the town meeting of the American Indian who live there.
That just came up.
Oh, and they're making compromises because the military wants to build something, and then
No. The military is digging on their sacred ceremonial site,
and they
which
want
is
to
a
stop
sacred ceremonial site, because they were like, don't go there. The monster will get you. That was the whole thing that James Remar's character, when he was a 12-year-old kid, William? No.
Yeah.
What was his name? It was one of those terrible 1908 names.
Yeah.
Where you're like, Francis or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, and he goes, he's playing with the Indian girl, and they're running towards the woods, and he goes into the woods, and she's like, no, stop, don't go in the woods. Yeah. And then he gets attacked
by his fear, which was from what he saw at the circus.
It's at the circus or whatever. Yeah, and then the Indian girl has to come in and spoiler alert, save him with the slingshot that,
Yeah.
My
little pet peeves, the slingshots never do shit. I'm tired of the slingshot. What do you got? I got a sword. I got a knife. I got a thing. I got a slingshot.
Well.
And the kid with the slingshot somehow is a great shot. I had a slingshot, and that thing ain't fucking taking nothing out. You can barely knock over a fucking bird bath with that.
I don't know, man.
Not with that rickety thing that kid was holding. It looked like a bird branch.
It was a
bird branch with a fucking leather strap on it. It's like...
No, it was a 1908. Yeah, it was a Y from a tree with... It's actually rubber surgical tubing.
Yeah, surgical tubing.
It's still like they showed on MythBusters. Like that's really the only thing that behaves that way.
Yeah.
Where you can make it sort of elastic, snappy like that.
Yeah. But so far, so I'm episode 3. You're almost through 3. You'll watch the end tonight.
Yeah, I'm halfway through 3. And
it's good.
Yeah, it is. It is because it is functioning on 2 or 3 different story levels at once. I feel like the wife, Charlotte Hansen, she's starting to dig into stuff like she's at the meat market, she sees 3 kids beating up 1 kid, and she's like, why is nobody stopping this? And the meat guy is like...
Well, her husband is in the military, and he wants her to calm her activism down because she's got kind of a thing where she wants to stand up for the rights.
Well, so they were down in Louisiana,
yeah,
and she was in Shreveport, and she was stirring up trouble, like going into like some, like sitting at the whites only counter, or not sitting in the back of the bus, or
so she's got this hint for standing up for the right, but you can tell she's going to shack up. She's definitely going to catch wind of this thing and go to those town meetings to help the Indians.
Probably.
I see where she's gonna probably meet. I have a feeling she's gonna meet the Indian lady.
Yeah, because she's definitely a strong character with a strong angle, and he was talking to her scolding her about, don't make it like in Shreveport.
Yeah.
And she's like, we didn't move up here to get out of Shreveport. And he's like, well, that brick didn't just fly through the car window on its own,
Yeah.
That sort of thing, to where. She's definitely stirring up trouble on the race angle down there in Louisiana.
And I like that. See, that's subtle. Just what you said there. Like, you get the impression that that brick didn't fly through it on its own, and then they move on to the next thing.
It is, yeah. There's a conversation they had sitting at the table.
But that tells a huge swath of what they're about.
Right. That's why that
a cheesy movie or cheesy writing would say, well, back when I was in they would have narrated that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Clever writing.
They would have showed it to us in an 8-minute flashback scene.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, you can get it across, which, funnily enough, Stephen King gets to be very wordy at times.
Yeah.
Like you can just skip whole paragraphs. Overly descriptive at times. Although, then again, I mean, I don't know, we talked about last episode. Stephen King's written more books since I stopped reading Stephen King books than he had when I was reading Stephen King books.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a little wordy. But at least for the premise, though, whoever wrote the script to this, though, is really good. You could tell they are good.
Yeah. A couple episodes into it, I'm definitely I mean, like you said, the texture, the production design of it, the details, it's all pretty great. It all looks great. It all feels great. Like they were saying in the behind the scenes thing, the texture of it all, it's all pretty great. It really sort of sucks you into that world, and you feel like you're just there witnessing it. And
it's like,
because
the It world, Derry, I was kind of like, It too was just, I was kind of like, it's the feeling I had when I was like, I think I'm done with Star Wars. And along came Rogue One, and you go, all right, there's how it can be done right.
It can be done.
Yes, Andor can be done right. That's how you're supposed to do Star Wars.
Yeah.
And there's a right way and a wrong way. And same with this It world. Right way and a wrong way.
Yeah.
They're doing it right.
And if I remember correctly, the It book did have little, like, it would break up the main action, where it would have like a story about a kid from 1908 and what happened to him, like that. So it would do stuff like that, which that's how they sort of, I mean, when the book came out, it was a big book. I think it was 1,358 pages or something like that.
Yeah, I remember it being on my dad's shelf. I don't think he read it. In fact, I think it was so big, I don't think he read it. He just had the book.
It was a big, thick paperback. I remember I was reading it in high school.
Yeah, it's fat.
And yeah, I blew off geometry class with Mr. Morelli. I didn't like him. I thought he was a dick. He'd say, like, open your textbooks. That is, if you're smart enough to figure out how to open your textbooks. And I'd be like, you know what? Fuck you. So I'd sit there and read it. I didn't pay attention to that class at all. Yeah. So I remember reading it in high school, and everybody was always like, God damn, what are you reading, the Bible? Like, nobody had seen a book that thick.
Yeah, the only other one that was that thick was, remember that book Aztec, which you read?
Actually, I think it was 900 some pages, 928, and I think Aztec was like 1358.
Yeah, Aztec was big too.
Aztec.
That was another one. My dad had that book too on a shelf. Never read it because I know it was too intimidating for him.
Aztec by Gary Jennings is. I love that book. before I moved out to Arizona, when I was working in the parking garage at the Avalon Hotel, I'd started breaking that down into episodes to turn it into a series.
Really?
Yeah. I started looking at it, I'm like, how would this break down? Would this break down by the chapters? Like, how many chapters are there, you know? Because all the chapters, you didn't read it.
I have no idea what it's about.
Oh, man, it's so good. You got into reading before bedtime and stuff like that.
Sure, yeah.
You finish your next book?
I haven't read fiction in a while. I haven't been reading fiction.
It's historical fiction.
Yeah.
It's chock full of actual facts. It's lovely.
Yeah, I haven't read fiction in years.
Dude,
I read biographies and stuff.
Whatever book you're reading now, finish it, read Aztec. I'll buy you a copy of Aztec.
I'm reading the Lauren, the book Lauren.
Great.
Yeah.
When you're done with it, read Aztec next.
Yeah.
What are you doing, a Kindle? Are you doing actual
No,
books?
I'm reading the actual. I have a hardcover book of Lauren. But I bounce between that and the Kindle. On the Kindle, I've got a couple things like, manifesting your dreams. And then one's on improv. And then I bounce between those two. And then I got the UCB, Upright Citizens Brigade textbook on improv.
After you finish the Lauren book,
After
you finish the Lauren book, pick a format, whichever format you want. I'll buy you a copy of Aztec.
I could probably find that used. Here's a little hint for the people. Thrift books. Look it up. Look up the
like online?
Yes. Her and I belong to thrift books. It's basically used books. But it's kind of like a Goodwill for books.
Yeah, I bought myself a used copy of Aztec a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. You know, no need to get a new one and pay full
me and the
price.
girlfriend had gone to some thrift bookstore. We bought like Interview with the Vampire, Lestat, Memnoch the Devil, Queen of the Damned. I got Aztec. I got the second two books of Aztec. Gary Jennings died after the first Aztec book. So they compiled his notes and they made the second and a third book. I tried reading the second book. It was not grabbing me at all. I haven't even looked at the third book, but I believe I own all three.
Huh.
But Aztec itself,
mind blower, huh?
Dude, it's so good.
Wow.
And so the whole thing is framed in it's an old man, being questioned about his society and world by representatives of the king, who are essentially friars, Catholic priests.
Right.
So the king back in Spain is fascinated by the native culture. So he wants to hear more stories and details about it. So the church guys are interviewing this old man. And so it's his story. It's him telling his story.
And he's telling the backstory of his life as an Aztec warrior.
Not as a warrior.
He's just a civilian?
Yeah. But his story takes him through all different strata of society and different things. And it's super fascinating and rich full of details. It's awesome.
Wow.
And it weaves it all together in this narrative story that you can sort of make sense of. And you get so much details about the culture out of it.
Okay.
It's fascinating. And so each chapter starts out with this mini chapter, which is the writings of the chief priest in the area.
Sure.
And so it's always the chief priest writing to the king, going, Your Majesty, here's more of the stories you requested. This peasant smells awful. We really don't want to interview him anymore. I don't know why you're polluting your mind with this filth. So every chapter starts like that, with like a letter from the church guy to the king being like, this is terrible. Like, these are heathens. I don't know why you want to listen to any of this. And then it's the guy telling his story.
Huh.
So each sort of chapter section, it's good.
Fun.
Yeah, it's real fun. Well, I mean, it's kind of dark, man. Their ideas of things are, in some ways, very different than ours.
Yeah? Violent?
Oh, yeah.
Is it gross? Is there...
Yeah.
I mean, you hear Aztec stories about like the Mayans and stuff like that. You go, ooh, good.
Do you? What do you hear?
Well, I mean, there was always the stories of, where they were everything from sacrifices to the early basketball game where they'd throw the ball into that dragon's head on the thing, and whoever lost would, get impaled, things like that. It was very violent,
Oh, yeah.
And getting blood drained out of them and stuff like that, and then,
Yep. All that's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's all tied into their religion and how they view the world and things like that. Like Their calendar is a lunar calendar, so it's based on the moon, right? So each month is 20 days long, or 28 days long, or whatever it is, mathematically. And so it works out, that's 360 days a year, right? Like 13 months or something like that. And so there are 5 days left over at the end of the year. And they call them the Nemnonaten or something like that. They're called the lifeless days. And so their belief in the religion is that if the gods are going to get angry and come down and fucking kill us all, it's going to be during those 5 days at the end of the year. So it's almost like that week between Christmas and New Year's at the end of the year. So that's why I always think of that time between Christmas and New Year's as sort of like the lifeless days, where it's like, you really just stay home, you eat some food, watch some TV, enjoy the holidays, you know? You could sort of lay low.
It'd be a funny premise to write a story about that in that time, but have it modern.
Yeah.
The Nemnunaten days.
Yeah. It's a whole it's a whole thing. It's good. Yeah, it's fun.
We gotta go.
Okay.
All right,
wrap
we
up
out.
there.
We're gonna do a Flicketty review. Hope you enjoy this one. Well, next Flicketty review is coming out Thursday at noon, guys.
Yeah, Thursday.
Every Thursday at noon.
Tune in. It's fun. They go by quick. You know, if you guys want more or something like that, let us know.
Out. So we just did Life of the Party.
Yep.
What one are we gonna do when we're done with this?
Next up is going to be another Adam Sandler movie, because we're just looking for like older stuff to sort of slip through the cracks.
We call it Slip Through the Cracks. We should have called it Slip Through the Cracks.
Well, some of them. Sometimes it's new stuff.
Yeah. We did Weapons.
Because we're going to be doing a new one next week. We're going to be doing a new one next week.
Ooh, what one?
Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah. You want to see that? I know. The girlfriend wants to see it. I'm not really into it, but here's where I'm going, all right, it's getting good reviews. Everybody's piping online about it and going, dude, I just saw the new Frankenstein. Holy crap. And I'm like, all right. Well, testimonials from my Facebook feed is going, all right, I'll get it then. Now, this isn't the one with what's his name from, from Batman and American Beauty. What's his name?
Batman and American Beauty.
American Psycho. What's it? Christian Bale.
No.
Christian Bale's into some kind of Frankenstein fucking bullshit. Did you know that? Like, he's got there's an alternate Frankenstein out. That's why.
This is Guillermo del Toro.
I know. Which I trust him.
It's Oscar Isaac as Victor Frankenstein.
Okay.
And the guy who's the monster is this actor named Jacob Elordi.
Yeah.
He was in Saltburn. But if you didn't see Saltburn, it doesn't matter.
So we're going to see Frankenstein next. But yeah, this week it'll be at Adam Sandler. Fun.
Can I let you in on a secret?
What?
We watched Frankenstein last night.
Uh-oh. Are you think I'm going to go, yay? Or do you think I'm going to go, eh?
I don't know. I'm curious what you'll say. I mean, I like that sort of stuff. I'm familiar with the Frankenstein book. I've seen several versions of Frankenstein.
I've seen several enough to where I'm like, all right.
The Kenneth Branagh one with Robert De Niro was actually pretty good. Yep, it was pretty good.
I just think conceptually it's a dead end hole. I don't think it's creative. I don't think it's great. But we'll see. If anyone can give it some life, Guillermo del Toro can do it. He has a way of creating a creepy, macabre world. Which is good. He can do he does it right, but
he has the eye of an artist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, we're out.
All right, like and subscribe, share with your friends. Thanks for watching all the way through. Send us an email, say hi. If you're going to be a dick about things, keep it to yourself because we don't care.
And yeah, farts.